Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am DM Bloodworth, and as you can see, this is day 3 of RPG A Day 2020. And today's prompt is the word thread. So I was thinking about it a little bit, and one thing that I like to thread throughout the storytelling for the player characters is I like to thread the lore of the world that they're playing in. And that's why I put the subtitle lore isn't meant for meta only. The player is always going to know more of the lore than the character does, and that's fine. But as the character is going through a number of adventures and their characters are traveling throughout the world, the DM should be threading little bits of lore throughout those adventures. Even bits of lore that might not be directly attached to the adventure itself. They could just be little tidbits of knowledge as the players are traveling about. And in my experience, oftentimes these little shreds of information can sometimes lead in new directions for the player group, and they might decide, hey, you know what, learning about this ancient evil cult, even though that's not directly related to what we're doing right now, that's something that we want to revisit later. That's something that we want to delve into and pursue to either, you know, learn to understand it more, to stop it, or even to join it. That's entirely up to the player party as they wish to take their characters. But it's not meant, lore is not meant to just be part of the knowledge base of the players alone. Now there's several things that you can do to thread that lore into your game. In my current D&D BECME campaign, my player characters in my group did not start off speaking the common tongue. They spoke a common tongue from the region in which their character had originated from, whether they were born there or they were raised there for most of their life. And so the the lore of the land was that the common tongue was something that was very regional. The world had not yet been under like a massive globalized empire just yet. I mean, it may proceed towards that, but so that people in this world were very much localized to at least a regional area, if not even smaller than that. And so their chances of understanding other languages were dramatically reduced from the outset, unless they made an intelligence roll, or a roll based on intelligence, where they may know the adjacent common language. And I made it basically a 5% chance per intelligence score to know that neighboring area. And the way it worked out was that one player's character did not know any of the common languages that the others were speaking. And the only common language that that character did speak was Elvish. And then the halfling character also spoke Elvish, because it was an adjacent language to that halfling. And so the halfling character had to translate everything that the rest of the party was saying to the Elvish character in Elvish, and then translate from Elvish to that common tongue for the rest of the party. That was until after 12 adventuring sessions, and once that elven character had gone up a level, I allowed her to then roll to see if she had acquired this language. Now with each level they get another chance to have learned the language or the spell or whatever. And so at this point she finally learned the language. So she learned the common language because she had been adventuring within this particular realm for nearly 4 months. And so she picked up that level of language. It might seem like it's a minor, trivial thing to be proactively trying to thread into the overall story of a campaign, but it really did add a lot of flavor, I think, for the players to really start appreciating these little tidbits of knowledge as they're going about. So it's when they go into a dungeon or an abandoned tower or an encampment where they're rummaging through what they found after they wiped out the goblin encampment, and they're going through and they're picking up scraps of information written in Goblinese, and so they have to bring that back to get it deciphered for them. But they had little bits of information about other goings on that helps develop it, helps make the world feel like it's a living place, and it helps to make the history of that world also something that is current or may lead to future endeavors. So threading for me is very important to keep on threading in the lore into the player's experience in the world. And so that's my take on this day's prompt of thread. So once again, thank you for joining. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. And if you have any comments about the word thread, if you have your own, or you want to link your video into the comments section of my video, I welcome that. And if you follow me, I will follow you on YouTube. So I practice reciprocity for subscriptions. And once again, enjoy yourself out there. I hope to see you on the gaming screen sometime soon. And remember to stay safe and just keep on playing. Have a great afternoon.